Our CPF system has been improved and enhanced over many years and decades. The system we have today is very different from the one which started, or even the one that was in place 20 or 30 years ago. So our system is unique because it brings together different stakeholders, individuals, employers, and the government. We all do our part, and it reflects our social compact in Singapore. We want to help one another. And it means within our CPF system, the individual contributes, saves part of their income every month into the CPF account. Employer pays CPF, but the government also does its part. We run the entire system for CPF. We provide guaranteed, risk-free interest rates on CPF savings. And importantly, we provide additional support for the more disadvantaged and vulnerable groups in different ways. We have a CPF system that can look after individuals' retirement, housing, and healthcare. While the system is designed for retirement primarily, it is a system that has also enabled Singaporeans to take care of their own healthcare needs. They can use their MediSave for hospital bills and also for payments of the insurance premiums. As they start work and they want to set up a family, they can use their CPF for housing. And eventually, when they retire, they have CPF Life to take care of their retirement needs. It is now a critical pillar in our social safety net. While it is a good system today, we are not resting on our laurels. We will continue to improve and enhance it and make sure it remains a critical plank in our social support system and can meet the current and future needs of all Singaporeans. This is an issue that many countries are grappling with, especially those with rapidly aging populations. And there are no easy answers, because as the population ages and you have more seniors to look after, then whatever funds you have for retirement must stretch out for a much longer period. So the challenge is, how do you look after people who are living longer? And in the end, the answer is you need more funding. But the big question is, who pays for the funding? We have been grappling with this issue for some time because we could see the trends. We have to be prepared to stay employed and work longer. And that's why we have been talking about raising the retirement age and the re-employment age for some time. Today, our retirement age is 63. The re-employment is 68, which means employers must be prepared to offer the seniors a contract to work up to a re-employment contract to work up to 68. And we have shared that we plan to raise this to 65 and 70 by 2030. But we also know that it's not easy for people, for older workers, to stay employed. And so we are not leaving Singaporeans to fend for themselves. It's one major reason why we are investing so much in skills future. And we want to make sure that we continue to reskill and upskill our older workers, give them a substantial injection of new skills so that they can stay competitive and relevant. And of course, all of us must start to change our mindsets and attitudes. What we want to do is to assure every Singaporean that so long as you make the effort, you work consistently throughout your lifetime. It doesn't mean that you have to work every single year, but as long as you have the consistent work, then if you start young, by the time you get old and you want to retire, you should have enough protection through the CPF system to provide for your retirement. That's our assurance to all Singaporeans. It's Singaporeans' hard-earned savings, but we must remember this is not just like a savings in your own bank account. This is part of a national savings scheme. And there are many different stakeholders and parties contributing to the success of this scheme. And we are coming together as part of a compact to make sure that this scheme works not just for the individual, but also addresses important national objectives, looking after Singaporeans' well-being, ensuring everyone is able to buy their own home, gets looked after for healthcare, and importantly, has sufficient funding and savings for their retirement. We understand Individuals want more flexibility, and we provide some flexibility. After all, if you believe that you can invest your CPF monies in a way that earns more than the government risk-free return, you are free to do so. And we provide, for example, some allowance to use CPF for housing, even for your children's education. So there are some flexibilities provided, but we have to manage the amount of flexibility given, because if there's too much flexibility and individuals were to withdraw all of their CPF prematurely, spend the money, then how will they have enough monies to look after their own retirement? And that's the balance we have to strike. Ultimately, we are trying to design a system that can cater to the diverse needs of Singaporeans, but would also serve the long-term interests of Singapore and Singaporeans.